And that'll do it as Kevin Windham stops Ricky Carmichael's win streak at 5 with a 1-1 performance here at Washougal. Well, 3 weeks off after Washougal must have worked wonders for Carmichael as he completely dominates. Could this be the beginning of a new win streak?
So Ricky Carmichael puts it on cruise control and just lights up the track here at Redbud. You know, we've run out of superlatives, David. He is just making it look too easy.
The thing about Ricky is the momentum, and you know, he expects to win, and the guys that are running second and third almost expect to be second and third.
What is on the line? 21 overall national wins by number 4, Ricky Carmichael. Clean start, but this time number 4 is way back in the pack, but Kevin Windham on board the 4-stroke is all but gone. In this moto number 2, stop number 7, and it looks like Carmichael much better start on the inside, and right there goes Windham. And Ricky Carmichael is in the race of his life. Does the streak live on, or does it die here at Unadilla?
Now just a corner away from breaking something that's just been phenomenal in this sport.
Kevin Windham has done it. He has dethroned the king in Ricky Carmichael. The streak is over. Number 4 will have to settle for second place today. New history awaits today at Washougal. We welcome you to Washougal, Washington, just across the border from Portland, Oregon, for round 8 of the AMA Chevy Trucks U.S. Motocross Championship. This is the Scott USA Nationals from Washougal, and we are glad to have you with us to find out what history will be made today. Todd Harris along with the champ David Bailey and our trusty Cameron Steele working the pit. A absolutely picture-perfect day here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And all eyes are on Kevin Windham, the man who dethroned what we thought was a streak that may live on forever. But David Bailey, last week, it all came to an end.
Well, all good things come to an end, and it was amazing that Carmichael was able to put together so many wins. But the one rider that everyone felt could stop that streak was Kevin Windham, and he proved everyone right. Ricky knows that his problems haven't ended there at Unadilla. Here at Washougal, where Windham beat him in the first place, that 450 Honda hooks up great on the slippery dirt.
Well, the tail of the tape, the numbers don't lie. Ricky Carmichael's performance, absolutely impressive. 20 overall wins in the 250 class, plus you tack on the 125 Steel City win. But in the 250 class, look at the numbers. Unbelievable. 567 laps led, 834.2 race miles. Now, I'll tell you what, talking to Ricky Carmichael, he was very gracious in defeat. We asked him, has it all sunk in what he accomplished?
It had sunk in what I accomplished, you know, last year, the undefeated season. But as far as this season goes, when I got beat a couple motos earlier on, you know, the prestige and everything and the streak had kind of died off. So it wasn't, well, I wasn't really bummed out.
Well, that makes sense to me. I can see where, you know, having the size lead he has, he'd still be pretty comfortable. But if he loses again here today, I think he will be bummed.
Well, Cameron Steele is standing by with the man who dethroned him, Kevin Windham, who's down on the starting line.
Well, guys, I caught up with last week's winner and the man who stopped Ricky Carmichael's streak, Kevin Windham. Kevin, a great ride last week. What did it mean to you to break that streak? I mean, it must have been quite a fabulous feeling coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's what I've been working for, and felt great. You know, hopefully I can. I'm already thinking about repeats. You know, because you know, it was a good feeling, and everything's going good today. Last week was last week, and we need to try to get another one.
Well, definitely you always want to get another one. I want to know about your focus for these last rounds. Now that you know you can beat Ricky, you're close in the points. What do you focus on?
Just putting that 450 up front. You know, that's kind of been my focus all year long, and you know, I've made some kind of rookie mistakes at the beginning and part of the season. I want to cut those out like I've been doing the last couple of races, and keep that thing on the podium and make a good show for the fans.
Well, the fans are definitely behind you, making tons of noise. And speaking of the fans, they all want to see the track. It's time for the Sobe Suzuki Fast Lap. Usually I take you out with the helmet cam, but today the guys upstairs are going to tell you about this Washougal track.
All right, thank you very much, Cameron. It's now time for the Sobe Suzuki Fast Lap. Dave, this track's just under 1.5 miles long. A beautiful layout here, just on the border of Washington and Oregon.
Well, the first thing you're going to notice is it's another dirt start like last week in Unadilla. And right after the first couple of corners, he hit up the long hill. Horsepower city right there. And the thing about this track is it doesn't get that rough, so physical fitness isn't really going to play that much of a part. It's not going to play into the hands of Carmichael like some of the rougher tracks, such as Southwick. But what you need is precision here. You've got to have excellent throttle control, and you've got to have really good lines. And that's the kind of thing that Kevin Windham is so skilled at. He's a little bit more precise than Carmichael. I think that's why I beat him here before, and he's got a good chance here today. A couple of big jumps in the infield. That's a fun one coming down out of the woods. You're hitting that about 3rd or 4th gear. You get into this corner, it's really wide. Tons of ruts, as you can see. Then you go over the big tunnel jump here. This one you're braking as you go off of that jump. You get another long, fast straightaway. This is about the roughest the track gets through here. You got to time some of these bumps while you're making the left sweeper. And then it gets tricky because you move into the woods and you get into some shadows. This is where Ricky Carmichael put a pass on Kyle Lewis last year. It was a little sketchy, but he got the job done. You can see those shadows I was talking about. Real difficult to pick your line. And after you get out of this wood section, you make a left over this little hump right here, go down the next little chute, make a right-hand corner into the whoop section. That is the one section that will test these riders physically a little bit each lap. That's where the finish line will be. But after the finish line, you make a nice sweeper left. You head into this hairpin corner while the spectators hang out. Work your way back over to the first turn. The dirt here it's so deceiving because it looks great. I mean, you just want to ride when you see that dirt. But when you get on the gas, it just seems like it gets down below that 1.5 or 2-inch crust of nice dirt, that light colored dirt right there, those shiny spots. It's like riding on ice. So that's what makes having such good throttle control and good lines so important here at Washougal.
Well, there is the Washougal trap from the champ himself, David Bailey, as we take a look at the riders on the line, getting set to go here. Tim Ferry, number 15, on board his Yamaha. This is 250 Moto number 1. Kevin Windham went 1-1 last week at Unadilla. Ricky Carmichael's streak is broken. Will Carmichael be able to come out and answer as the track gets final preparation, or will Kevin Windham's big 4-stroke jump him out to a great lead, David, like he did last week?
Well, I really believe Kevin's got the advantage here. I know that Ricky's motivated. He's probably upset with having lost last week. Of course, he's not bummed out, but he doesn't want that to continue. So he's going to come out fighting and ride hard, try to stop the momentum of Windham, but momentum is on Windham's side, and this is a good track. He's on a roll, and he likes the feeling of winning. I remember talking to Ricky one time, and he said, you know what, now that I've won, I don't ever want to lose again. I hate that feeling, and there's a lot of psychological stuff going on between Carmichael and Windham right now.
Well, the Suzuki starting grid has told you who is on the line. We've got a great day of racing. We're off and running at Washougal. Big, wide left-hand turn into no one's surprise, or maybe to everyone's surprise. Number 14, Windham, up in front. Carmichael in second place. So it's Carmichael and Windham going 2 and 1 respectively, and the fans are turning it up.
Beautiful line of Kevin Windham up into the first corner. Just was able to drift wide, protect the inside of the next corner as he headed up the first jump. Just laid that thing flat. Looked like James Stewart as he went up to the jump to stay low and get all that horsepower of that 450 down to the ground. But he's got Carmichael knocking on the door. This is what we all wanted to see right here.
All right, Coach Bailey, if you're Kevin Windham's coach, you tell him to relax and just take it easy. If you're Ricky Carmichael's coach, I guess the word is don't panic.
Yep, if you're Carmichael, be patient. Don't let him go. Keep him in sight. Don't let him get too much confidence going. But, you know, for Windham, just keep having fun. Throw that thing sideways, you know, and have a good time out there. Anchor yourself into a type of psychological situation to where it's what you do during the week. And these guys pitch the bike sideways over the jumps during the week and have a little bit more fun out there. They need to do that at the race, too, if it helps them relax and ride to their potential. You see, pretty much neck and neck until they got into third gear. And Kevin started to pull Ricky a little bit. That's just bike right there.
Kevin Windham, number 14 out of Centerville, Mississippi, is your leader here in Moto number 1, the 250 class. Number 4, Ricky Carmichael, the defending champion. And I'll tell you what, Windham is starting to pull him. Here's Larry Ward sitting in third place, number 10. So Honda right now going 1, 2, and 3.
Good run for Carpenter. A nice start for Roncada as well. Rebounded from tearing his lip just about off up at Redbud. So a good start. This is kind of like what had happened to him at Bud's Creek. Good start. Was able to run up front for a while. But Paul Carpenter, the 4-stroke Nationals rider, decided, hey, let me plug into a National. Off to a great start as well.
Paul Carpenter at Ithaca, New York right now, number 38 on board the Honda, sitting in 5th place. Right in front of him on the Suzuki, 21, Stephane Roncada. Larry Ward sits in 3rd, your leader, Kevin Windham, and Carmichael in 2nd place. Carpenter going a little wide right there, but he is coming back fast. I'll tell you what, he is dogging Roncada.
Well, Roncada got it, but he's not letting him go. You see Paul taking a look over his left shoulder, looking behind him. He's actually pulling away a little bit now from Boss and LaRocco. Great feeling it must be for Carpenter, who doesn't make the Nationals his primary focus. They come out here and be running in the top 5. Here's Roncada just skimming the top of that whoop section to make his pass on Carpenter over there to the right. See Kyle Lewis back there on the left side going in the shadows. He had a great run here last year. Starts are so important at this track because everyone runs about the same pace. You look at the lap times and they're very close compared to other tracks that are a lot rougher, take a little bit more skill and thought and timing and line choice. Here it's it's like car racing a little bit more.
There's your running order. Back to Washougal in just a moment. Motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. And we welcome you back to Washougal, Washington. We're in the midst of moto number 1 in the 250 class. Your leader, Kevin Windham, on board his Honda 450 factory connection Honda. Windham all but checking out, and Ricky Carmichael trying to keep him intact. Right now, it is Mike LaRocco having a great battle for 6th with Heath Foss.
Blasted around that left-hand corner to put him on the inside here, set him up for a pass. Foss is making him earn it, but LaRocco just a little bit more seasoned was able to get that done. Fonseca trying to work his way up. Still not seeing Vuillemin or Ferry, who had good runs last week, or Chad Reed. Team Yamaha is missing from the picture so far. See, they're putting a little water on the first corner, getting ready for the next motos coming up. They take excellent care of this track, and I think back when I used to race here, it was known as the Dust Bowl, and ever since then, it might not get as rough as some of the other tracks, but look at the dirt. It's just perfect. LaRocco just showing how nice that berm was. Shooting a big rooster tail. Boss knows there's nothing he can do about it. Just go, okay, well, I guess I got to go out here and use this line. And Larry Ward been ridden here plenty of times. Had some great runs here. No surprise to see him up front.
Larry Ward, number 10 on board the Honda, trying to hold off number 21 on the Suzuki. That's Stephane Roncada coming up fast. And this is the section that Roncada got past Paul Carpenter when he moved into 4th. There's 38 Carpenter. Now he's got some company coming up, so Carpenter's starting to slide back. Mike LaRocco gets him through that same whoop section.
Nice move, Roncada. Set him up perfect. You can see he went into the corner and made Larry commit. As soon as he saw him commit, get stuck wide a little bit, he was out wide and able to dive to the inside for the pass. So Roncada looking for a podium finish here. You know, I gave him a little bit of crud on my website going, hey, after the Budds Creek race, going, hey, I'll bet you he doesn't do it again. You know, I would love to see him do it again. I was like, hey, do it again. I'll apologize. I'll buy you dinner. You know, I'd love to see it. So would your fans. And he's doing it again. He's running up front. LaRocco just blasted through that whoop section, the same as Roncada when he put the pass on Carpenter. So Paul might want to run down the middle of that section instead of over to the right and leave himself wide open to passes. And here was Roncada just catching Larry Ward, drifting a little bit too wide.
So Roncada putting a smile on Roger Acosta's face and hopefully lightening the wall of David Bailey with a dinner possibly. Roncada currently running in 3rd place, number 21 for Suzuki. And out in front, number 14, your leader, Kevin Windham.
Smooth as silk. Just with such a great style to watch. He makes it look so easy.
Larry Ward sliding back, starting to get company from Mike LaRocco. LaRocco really moving up. The Hondas are doing quite well today.
They sure are. They got 4 of the top 5 spots. The battle up front, Windham and Carmichael, a 4-stroke and then a 2-stroke. And you got Roncada in there spoiling the Honda deal, and then you got a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke here with Larry Ward. Man, that's weird. Larry just let LaRocco have that.
Slight flinch, and LaRocco goes past Larry Ward, so he moves up a spot. Ward drifts back. Meanwhile, on the other side of the track, not such good news for Team Kawasaki. It appears that Ezra Lusk is pulling off. And for more on that, let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Well, guys, you can see the factory Kawasaki number 11, Ezra Lusk, pulling off the track right now. He was in the hospital just before this event. At home, they didn't even know if he was going to make it out. He did get here, albeit late. Obviously not feeling well. Tough break for Ezra Lusk.
All right, thank you very much, Cameron. So Ezra Lusk, David, a little under the weather, and this track is not that forgiving, but Kevin Windham making it look easy. Your leader here in moto number 1. You talked about his style, how easy it makes it look. This guy, you know, at the start of the show, we said for Ricky Carmichael, he's got to keep in contact with him visually, and right now, unless he's got Superman vision, Carmichael is not going to be seeing him.
Oh, look at this. You know, you've got to look way over in the other part of the track to see him.
Back to Washougal in just a moment. And welcome back to Washougal, Washington Scott USA Nationals, part of the AMA Pro U.S. Motocross Championship. Todd Harris, along with David Bailey and Cameron Steele. This is the battle for third. Stephane Roncada on the Suzuki and Mike LaRocco, who's moving up quickly through the pack.
Well, you got all the Suzuki guys in the mechanics area. You got all the Honda guys in the mechanics area going, come on. They want LaRocco to get him. They can have the top 3 spots. Suzuki's going, come on, Stephane, we know you can do it. This is where LaRocco made his... Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Just closed him off. You know, Roncada didn't let him have that. LaRocco went in there and just muscled his way around it, where Larry Ward kind of let him have it.
Let's check in with Cameron Steele.
Well, Mike's running in 3rd place right now. Wouldn't be a bad place to finish. It's been a while since we've seen a podium from the Rock.
Yeah, we haven't been on podium since, I think, Anaheim, too, Supercross. He needs it for his confidence, you know. We've been kind of hurting lately, so it'd be a good boost if he gets P3.
Mike LaRocco right now, I think for the Rock, David, if we know him correctly, he's not thinking about 3rd. He's probably thinking now, where's Rick?
Yeah, he's going to keep getting faster and faster, and that's what you need to do. There's no, just because he moved into 3rd and, you know, the 1st and 2nd are a long ways away. Here comes Reed finally. And then you should give up and go, okay, well, 3rd is the best I can do this time. You've got to keep going and push and take that momentum to the 2nd moto. Finally, here comes Ferry. Team Yamaha really struggling off the line. Vuillemin still not in sight. Rear fender missing off Ferry's bike, so he's had a wild ride so far.
So the Yamaha, and Ferry getting a little bit of bump there as the battle for 11th rages on. Not getting an easy pass right now, and that's Kyle Lewis out of Henderson, Nevada, that's saying, hey, young man, step aside. Look at this pass one more time, though, on the Rock.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I mean, he just threw the bike sideways, a little bit of a James Stewart. Pretty much every time somebody throws it way sideways off a jump, it's going to refer to James Stewart. Nobody does like him. But LaRocco came close and then just left it on a touch longer and moved right over. He didn't want to have Roncada with an opportunity to get back underneath him, because Stephane will do that.
23 is Kyle Lewis. He is in a battle right now with Timmy Ferry. And Ferry, as David pointed out, missing a little rear plastic. And for the Yamahas, not a great day. The start was not there. Meanwhile, Lewis trying to hold off Ferry, and this time Ferry takes him wide again, and Ferry gets the worst end of that. Timmy Ferry, it looked like he initiated the contact, David, and he just got slingshot right on the side, and luckily for him, he kept it upright, albeit out of bounds.
Well, that was a good save. Kept the bike running, but disappointing moto.
Final lap for your leader, Kevin Windham, number 14 on the 450 factory connection ride. Start to finish again for Kevin Windham. Let's go back and watch the pass, or attempted pass by Tim Ferry on the inside.
Well, he's thinking, okay, got the inside. Kyle just doesn't really think Ferry's in there that close. Decides to take his own line, and Ferry paid the price for it. He needed to be leaning over a little bit more right there, but I don't think he expected Ferry to cut it that sharp. And Kevin, his lines have been incredible, just like I figured he would be able to do here in Washougal. Master of lines. But he's just so graceful, Todd. I mean, everything he does is so fluid, so pretty. Coming around to the checkered flag right now. It'll be 3 in a row.
Kevin Windham making his way through the majestic conifers of the Pacific Northwest. And what a beautiful backdrop for the winner in moto number 1. So we talk about streaks. We talk about Ricky Carmichael's streak. Folks, Kevin Windham is on a streak of his own. That's 3 for 3 for Windham. We'll talk to our winner when we return to Washougal.
Kicks in the clutch.
Damon Bradshaw is perhaps the greatest rider ever not to win a major national championship. The 1989 125 East Coast champion got up to speed fairly quickly on a 250 and looked poised to win the 1992 250 Supercross Championship. However, it was not meant to be, as Jeff Stanton won the title by 3 points. This North Carolina native stepped away from the pressures of Supercross and Motocross in 1993, but returned 2 years later, ready to go after that elusive championship. Bradshaw could not capture that dream, but gave his fans one final victory lap at Mount Morris, Pennsylvania, nearly 4 years to the day after winning his last race at High Point Raceway. Damon still races on occasion, racing as recently as the 2002 National Arena Cross Series. He was in contention for that title before a season-ending injury. Nowadays, Damon lives in the Boise, Idaho area, where this outdoorsman hunts snowmobiles and flies a Super Cub aircraft. Bradshaw occasionally cruises the skies with the Hurricane. Bob Hanna and his family, which consists of wife Angela and their 2 sons, Dalton and Copeland.
Great-looking family, and I'll tell you what, Todd, I sure miss seeing Damon out there, and one guy that looks so much like him, one of my favorite riders to watch nowadays is Kevin Windham, also without a major title.
And the young man from Centerville, Mississippi, doing his best to change that as we take a look at the Honda official results. It's Windham picking up the victory in Moto 1, followed by Ricky Carmichael, Mike LaRocco. Stephane Roncada gets 4th, and Larry Ward rounds out the top 5. Chad Reed gets up to 6th. Paul Carpenter, great finish for him in 7th. And Fonseca, Heath Voss, and Kyle Lewis running out your top 10. For Tim Ferry, outside the top 10 in 11, and he is followed by teammate David Vuillemin in 12. Right now, let's go to the podium in Cameron.
Well, guys, Kevin Windham making it 3 in a row, breaking Ricky's streak and keeping his own rolling. Before the race, Ricky said the 4-stroke's going to be a big advantage here. Is it the 4-stroke? Is it Kevin Windham?
Well, I'd like to say it was Kevin Windham, but I mean, I can't take anything away from all my sponsors who've been working unbelievably, you know, to get this Honda 450 up there. Factory Connection, Honda, No Fear, Lee Dungaree jeans, Alpine Star boots, Rye helmets, Spy goggles, Michelin tires, One Industry Graphics, rinse-out bars. And they've been working their butts off getting me up here, and it feels good. And I don't want anybody to take anything away from that, you know. If the 450 was always better than everybody would ride it all the time. You know, it's one hell of a bike, but let's race whatever we want and leave the racing to the track, you know, because you won't hear me up here if someone says, oh, this track is definitely a 250 track. I'm not going to be up here going, well, hey, my 450 just wasn't working today, you know. I feel like it's great everywhere, so I'm going to stick with it, hopefully in Supercross next year, too.
Right on. Great job. We'll see you in Moto 2.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Cameron. Congratulations to Kevin. David, we talked about on the way over here, Supercross this year is going to be very interesting when you mix in Kevin Windham. Upcoming races, Millville, Minnesota, August 16, 17, Binghamton, New York, 23 and 24 of August, and we close out the month at Delmont, Pennsylvania, August 29th and 30th. Well, as the track gets final preparation for Moto number 2, let's get it back down to the podium where Cameron Steele is talking to 2nd and 3rd.
Well, Ricky, I don't know. It's been a long time since you've lost, and 3 races in a row. It seems like it may never have happened to Ricky Carmichael, but I heard you say when you came up here you got stung by a bee. What happened?
I don't know. I was behind Kevin there, and I was within striking distance, and man, I got a bee flew like right in my goggle and the nose part and was stinging the crap out of me, but you know what, I'm trying my hardest. Kevin's riding really good, and I didn't have nothing for him. But going to keep working hard, and try to beat him, try to get that overall, man.
Well, Iron Mike, as I searched the memory banks, I think it's Anaheim 2 was the last time you're on the podium. You haven't had a podium outdoor. It's really unusual for you.
Yeah, it's been tough this year. I mean, I'm trying to ride hard, and I'm putting in my time every week. But these guys are setting a good pace, and they're dragging a couple of guys along with them. And it's just, with my starts, it's been difficult.
You got to be stoked to be up here. Anything you can change to maybe do battle with those guys in Moto 2?
Yeah, I need to be about 3 seconds faster. Not sure what to do about that yet, but I keep working on it.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Thanks, Mike.
Here at Washougal, Washington. Put your hands.
All right, thank you very much, Cameron. Congratulations to Iron Mike. The Yamaha boys, maybe the hardest at work, David. Poor performance for them by their standard, and I'm sure we'll see more of them. Right now, it's time for this week's edition of the RacerX Pit Pass. Coming up, we've got moto number 2 from Washougal, plus the fastest women in motocross.
The Women's Motocross League started in 1996. Before that, there was a variety of different women's organizations that would put on one-off races every year, and the WML started doing races in conjunction with the Nationals in 96. The pro class is made up of the best women racers from around the world, and they age from like 16 to 25, I think is our oldest, and they're all champions in their own, either their own country or their own state. They all grew up in racing amateur races and getting amateur championships, and then they moved up to the pro division.
I was kind of a tomboy growing up, and I just didn't have any girls to look up to. I just looked up to my brothers, and they were riding bikes, so that's what I should have been doing too.
I'm from New Zealand. I got into the sport just because my 2 older brothers were racing, and my dad was totally behind me. You know, he was one of those dads that supported me in anything I did, and which was really cool. And I just, one year, like, I just decided that this was my goal in life. I want to be the best in America.
It's really tough right now. There's a lot of people from other countries here, and a lot of good riders that they all ride with guys out there, and then they come here, and they're real aggressive and stuff, so it's a lot of fun.
I've been practicing all winter, and you know, I come back, I'm riding really good, but everybody else has been practicing just as hard, and everybody's going really fast, so it's pretty much anybody's race out there.
Whenever the amateur girls are out there racing, I'm always on the sideline cheering them on, you know, because they're the future. They're the ones that are going to come up and kick our butt.
Well, we're all friends, and we all hang out and stuff, but when it comes time to racing, you know, it's everyone for themselves.
Some people give us a lot of respect because we're women, and they treat us awesome, but a lot of people, we get a lot of crap from a lot of people just because we're girls, and you know, we shouldn't be on a bike, and we can't do the things that guys can do. And I mean, sure, we can't do the things, the things that the top pros can do, but you could throw any old guy at a local track, and any of us girls will smoke them.
What's really kind of neat is little girls and their dads come up to us at the races, and they're so excited to see women racing at this level and know that there's a place for their daughters to go. I mean, before, I think they felt that, well, they could race amateur and get some amateur titles, but, it's all just in fun. But they see that there's an opportunity to race pro, and they just get pretty excited.
It's awesome. There's getting more and more girls out there riding, and like, even some people come up to me and be like, "You're my hero," and I'm like, "Whoa, that's crazy," because I mean, I'm like, I never ever thought that I could be someone's hero, and to be looked up to as someone like that, it's an awesome feeling.
I'll tell you what, Todd, the girls are getting faster and faster, and those numbers are really growing. I just taught a school recently, and there were 3 girls in the class.
And our congratulations to Mickey Keller. She has a Midas touch. Well done, Mickey. Right now, let's check in with Cameron Steele, who's with 2 local Olympic heroes.
I think we got...
Well, peeps, we're loading up the gate for moto number 2 in the 250s, and I'm hanging out with some legends from America. While we were up here in Washougal, we had a celebrity race. We had skiers, snowboarders, the best of the best, and, well, these guys right here, Phil and Steve Mayer, these guys are medalists, former Olympic medalists. That's pretty important in case you guys weren't paying attention. You guys rode the celebrity race. What'd you think of the track?
It's a great track, great facility, and I think there's 30,000 fans out here for us, not for these guys behind us.
Well, you guys are not unaccustomed to the fans. I mean, the whole country gets behind you in your events. How do you feel when you get here? The motocross guys have a similar kind of crowd appeal.
Well, I think it's great to have that fan support behind you. Whatnot, a good time.
Well, that's what it's all about. Motocross racing is about riding, having fun. These guys are having fun. Hey, it's good to have legends hanging around, but right now it's time to go racing. Moto number 2's on the gate. Let's check it out.
All right, thank you, Cameron. Always rubbing shoulders with the stars. As we take a look at our Suzuki starting grid, there is Kevin Windham, Ricky Carmichael, where they should be. Vuillemin's back in the running. Keith Johnson and Clark Stiles, Joe Alof's out there, Ted Campbell, and the rest of the crew. And if you're just joining us here in beautiful Washougal, Washington, Moto number 1 was epic for Kevin Windham as he picked up his 3rd win in a row. LaRocco's 3rd place, first podium of the year in the outdoor season, and Ezra Lusk having to withdraw because of flu-like symptoms. This is Moto number 2 from Washougal. Kevin Windham got the first victory. Let's see, David, if he can put this one to bed.
Well, he doesn't get to start this time. It's a good start, but it looked like Kyle Lewis stole it from him. He's bossing there, too, and Nick Way on a 250. Amazing. He was able to get that kind of a jump on all the factory riders.
So the Yamaha's certainly got a chewing out after. They're sitting in 2nd and 3rd right now, but it's number 23, the Michael Jordan of motocross. Kyle Lewis out in front, and Lewis looking very sharp. But on the outside, there's number 14, Kevin Windham. Look at that move he puts on him.
Tried to. It's a good idea anyway, but Nick's is a little too clever for that. He's not going to give it up that easy. And Kevin's smart, man. You got to attack right now. That's what made McGrath so impressive in Supercross, and Ricky so impressive all these years, and now James Stewart, as they attack immediately. They don't let riders settle in and get comfortable before they attack them.
Well, he gets him this time. Windham gets around Nick Way, and now it is Kyle Lewis in front, Kevin Windham, and looks like Windham's coming up fast. Lewis, your leader. Kevin Windham in 2nd. Nick Way sits in 3rd.
Looks like Lewis did a little wave at the fans, or somebody he might, oh, that could have been ugly. Waving at the crowd as he went off that jump, lost his focus, made a mistake, and he's now not in the lead. So that's what you get for waving at the fans a little too early.
This is Bubba S. Kevin Windham was poor on the start, having been back in the pack and not what he's accustomed to. And look at the lines. You talked about his beautiful lines out here through the trees. He is just flying through the shadows.
Well, he took a little bit of a risk going out way out wide like that in front of Kyle, but he just shot out of that outside line and put another couple bike links on him. Kyle he's going to get a lesson right here how to go fast at Washougal. He thought he rode well here last year. He did. He's up front now, but about another lap and a half, he's not going to see Kevin anymore.
Kevin Windham, the shadow assassin, and Ricky Carmichael, number 4. He changes his gear. So it looks like the Fox Jinx is out. He's off the orange stuff. He's got the new stuff going now, but he is sitting in 8th place and trying to make a move to get back up to catch up with Kevin Windham.
Now he's working his way through the pack pretty nice. Same thing he did at Unadilla. Look at him trying to get around Boss. He couldn't, no opening on the inside, so instead of waiting right there, he's like, forget it, I'm going to the outside. He's always at work, making the riders in front of him think. And he got really quickly up into 2nd place at Unadilla from a terrible start. I mean, coming around the first corner, he was about 14th, and he was in 2nd immediately. So if he doesn't do that here, Kevin's gone again, and I have a feeling he may just be gone anyway, even if Ricky was in 2nd.
Stephane Roncada, number 21, the Suzuki, trying to get past Nick Way into 3rd, unable to do that. So your leader continues to be Kevin Windham, followed by Kyle Lewis, Nick Way, and Stephane Roncada. Welcome back to Washougal, Washington for the Scott USA Nationals. This is round 8 of the AMA Chevy Trucks U.S. Motocross Championship. Todd Harris, along with the champ David Bailey and Cameron Steele, your leader Kevin Windham. And we were talking about it, David, as Kevin Windham leads, Kyle Lewis sits in 2nd. Here comes Roncada. After this race, they've got 2 weeks off. A lot of guys heading to Southern California for the Fox Surfer Cross, but a lot of guys like Ricky Carmichael have things to think about.
Yeah, and Kevin Windham as well. If he can put together these 2 motos and back-to-back overall wins, 4 motos in a row, get the ball rolling. As soon as he gets that momentum, he's got basically a 3-week break until the next race, which is a track that really suits Ricky Carmichael. So I wonder if he's able to put this together, if he just wishes he could continue on racing. What's impressive is the fact that he's gone in the battle for 2nd, really. They're all right there, including Ricky Carmichael. So just making Kevin's lead right now look that much more impressive.
A good glimpse of number 22, Chad Reed. Good to see him up in the fray, currently sitting in 4th place. Nick Way in 5th, and here comes Carmichael. Roncada's 21, Kyle Lewis is 23, and Chad Reed is on the move. The Thunder from down under lighten up the Pacific Northwest. Look at this one more time. Here comes Kevin Windham making the pass on Kyle Lewis.
Yeah, that was the first lap after Kyle waved a little bit off the jump. The big spectator jump, got a little out of his concentration and just had to give that one up. And he's looking over at Roncada there going, well, there goes that. Look at this. number 21, number 22, and number 23. Now, Chad's going to square this thing off and have those numbers go in chronological order as they head up the hill.
Boy, it might be a good day to buy a lottery ticket. That's amazing. So Roncada's 21, Chad Reed is 22, and Kyle Lewis is 23. And once again, Chad Reed finding the inside line, trying to get around him, and he does so.
Chad really needs a good moto. You know, we talked about the confidence of LaRocco from that podium finish in Moto 1, and Chad's in need of the same thing. He's been struggling a little bit. He's been talking a lot about trying to get comfortable on the bike and have the outdoor setup working for him, but here he's got a great opportunity. He's not going to see Kevin Windham this moto unless Kevin falls or something, but you know, he can at least race for second, race for a podium finish, and he's still got Ricky Carmichael behind him.
Speaking of Carmichael, he has moved up to 5th place. Had a terrible start, was sitting in 9th or 10th. Here's Carmichael on the gas, number 4 on board the Honda. And Ricky Carmichael trying to salvage the day, David. I know he wants to be on that podium, but he's in danger right now as he's dropped all the way back. Got a second in moto number 1. Meanwhile, Kevin Windham is all but checked out.
And you know the funny thing, when you watch Kevin here, you know, besides the fact that his form is so precise and he rides so far forward and all of that, he sits down a lot. And that's one of the misconceptions about his style. A lot of people go, oh, Kevin stands up a lot. You know, but he doesn't. He's sitting down a lot right here to hook up. Ricky making a pass right there. And, man, I just want to take a second and say how impressed I am with Roncada bouncing back from, you know, a bad finish in Red Bud, but he's right back to the kind of performances he put into Bud's Creek, running a fast pace. Got Ricky back there behind him, and this ought to be interesting. The last time those guys got together that I can think of was in Hangtown last year. That wasn't pretty. There's Chad getting up to the inside of him. They've been setting a fast pace. Ricky's not reeling him in like he would normally, but they're nowhere near Kevin Windham. Kevin is he's on fire right now. I think the track suits him. He's very comfortable right now. His confidence is soaring, and he's on a roll after the Unadilla sweep.
So Chad Reed has moved into second, number 22 on board the Yamaha. We're looking at number 21 in the Suzuki. That's Stephane Roncada. And number 4 on the Honda is Ricky Carmichael, moving up fast. Meanwhile, your leader out of Centerville, Mississippi, number 14, is Kevin Windham. Back in the pack as they make their way through the woods. And Carmichael looking to be the shadow assassin, trying to find a way to get around Stephane Roncada.
Tough place to do it through these switchbacks right here. Trying to take a different line. He's got Roncada nervous a little bit, looking back at him. Right around the outside. Stephane was trying to protect that inside so much that he left the door open on the outside, which set Ricky up to the inside into the woods.
Carmichael is on the move, but Windham continues to lead. We'll be back to Washougal in a moment. And scooters. And welcome back to Washougal. We're in the final moments of Moto number 2, and it has been the Kevin Windham show. Windham may get the keys to the city, but right now he's looking for the overall, and he is the leader, and he's all the way gone.
He railed that right-hand berm right there in those shadows. So perfect. He bounced out of the berm into the next corner.
Well, this should be fun. They battled through Supercross Series all the way down to Las Vegas. This is Carmichael and Reed. Reed number 22 on the Yamaha, Carmichael number 4 on the Honda. Not the best of friends, but they show each other respect, and this time Ricky Carmichael just takes what he thinks is his.
He was making so damn much noise back there. I think he intimidated Chad. His elbow was touching his knee. He was so wide open on the gas. He gets rid of a couple tear-offs. All right. I can go even faster now, Chad, now that I can see. Yeah, I don't think Chad's going to let him go. This is going to be a good fight. It's been a while since it's been this late in the race where Chad's had an opportunity to run with Ricky.
And Kevin Lewis coming through, yeah.
So much for LaRocco's podium in Moto 2.
Well, LaRocco right now sitting in 4th place. On the outside looking in, Chad Reed is moving to 3rd, Carmichael in 2nd, and of course Windham. Stephane Roncada has really fallen off the pace. But as we talk about streaks, which are normally reserved for Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart, let's talk about the streak that looks to be apparent for Kevin Windham. This could be 4 straight.
How perfect. I mean, every line he's got just crosses over a slick spot. He's making his own racetrack. Watch this. Just lays it over. Beautiful. I can't, when I'm talking about Stewart in the 125 shows, and it's hard for me not to overdo it, you know? And you can't blame me for what he's doing out there. Kevin is insane. It's unbelievable. Look at the aggression of Ricky Carmichael. When he lands right here, he is so pinned, leg out, ready for the corner, going out. he was either going to make that pass or bump Chad out of the way. That was a commitment right there. Chad knew it and just had to let off.
Right now, let's send it down to the sidelines and Cameron Steele for another report.
You said before earlier in the season, when Kevin gets in his groove, things will be going. Is he in his groove now, or is there more to come?
No, he's definitely he's coming into terms with the bike and the power delivery, and you just got to be real smooth, and which Kevin is real good at being smooth corner to corner, and so he's only going to get faster as the years goes on.
Happy days in the Kevin Windham pit.
Yes, sir. I think that, you know, besides getting smoother and getting more used to everything, and more comfortable with being back up front and the crowd and all the things that go along with winning, the responsibilities, the extra press stuff, the confidence level that he's going to have from, you know, yeah, he won Unadilla, that was one day. Like Roncada at Bud's Creek, even he told me, he goes, you know, yeah, I saw what you wrote about me. I wasn't mad because I was telling people the same thing. Hey, that was just one day. But this is another day, and he's doing it again. Another look at his pass on Kyle Lewis on the first lap. Goes right around it, makes it look easy, and he has been putting seconds on the entire field ever since.
Well, it's the
cruise
final
control now.
You're right. It's the final lap for Kevin Windham. There he's standing up just a little bit, but he's back into his rider position, and he's probably wondering, where is everyone? He has absolutely run away with this race. Kyle Lewis got a great start. Give him credit, but shortly thereafter, Kevin Windham came to the trees and took the lead and has not looked back, except just to find out if he's all by himself here in Washougal, Washington for the Scott USA Nationals. So Kevin Windham continues his streak, make it 4 in a row, and Windham, as Ricky Carmichael finally comes into view, Kevin Windham finally sees some competition. Carmichael unable to close the gap at the very end, and Kevin Windham will pick up another victory. Ricky Carmichael stung by a B in moto number 1 and stunned by Kevin Windham for the overall. As we look at the Honda official results, it's Windham, Carmichael, and Chad Reed, your top 3. David Vuillemin moves up to 6th. Nick Way settles for 8th, followed by Larry Ward. Well, what a great day in Washougal, Washington, especially if you're in the Kevin Windham camp. For Ricky Carmichael, it might be back to the drawing board with 2 weeks off. Right now, let's send it down to Cameron Steele, who's with RC.
Well, Ricky, a second-place hard-fought battle with Chad Reed there, but I want to ask you, I mean, I can see your face as well. You talk about the bee sting. Are you allergic?
Yeah, I'm allergic to them. Any kind of bites like that, I just swell up. But, man, no excuses. Kevin rode good. I got a bad start and had to work up through the way and then got behind Chad and working to try to get by him. And finally I did. It took me a little long to get by him, and maybe I could have closed him. But I tell you, man, Kevin is just riding unreal. Looking forward to going to Millville. It could be a little more even playing ground, and I really like that track. And I like this track. I just got beat, and got to pick it up.
Well, great ride, Ricky. We look forward to the battle when we get back east.
Thanks a lot. You know, I just got to thank Honda, Dunlop, Fox, Oakley, everybody that's helped me get up here, man. It's this is what it's about, you know, battling it out like that, and you know, trying, and it makes it that more gratifying if you can win a championship with good guys in it.
All right, thank you very much, Ricky Carmichael, gracious in defeat. He said it just right. He's all about winning championships. I know he's not happy about losing 4 times straight to Kevin Windham. As you see, the points lead is now down to 47. But as long as Ricky Carmichael stays on that podium, the title will be his. For Chad Reed, a 3rd-place finish. He's getting better every week. And for more on that, let's send it down to Cameron Steele, who is with Chad Reed.
Well, Chad Reed coming in 3rd place in points, 3rd place in this moto. Hard-fought battle with Ricky Carmichael, who's so much more known for his outdoor skills. You're more a Supercross rider. He must have felt pretty good to be able to hold him off for that long.
Yeah, you know, it felt a lot better this weekend, and you know, I've kind of been down on myself, and you know, just haven't been happy, and you know, me and the team come back together like we did in Supercross West together this week in California, and you know, I think my results this weekend definitely showed I had a lot more speed. You know, I'm a little off still, but I'm working hard on it. And, you know, I love to win like these other guys, so we're working hard at it and trying to get back up there on top. You know, they want to thank my team for sure for doing that. My mechanic Dave Dye, the guys at Thor and Putson, and Scott and Bridgestone. Those guys are, you know, really stuck by me while I've been losing and trying to get me back up on top.
Thanks, Chad. Great job today.
See you at Supercross.
So we know Chad Reed is going to Fox Supercross next week. We'll keep you updated on what happens there as we take a look at the Honda official results for the day. It's Windham, Carmichael, LaRocco, 3rd overall, Chad Reed 4th, and Larry Ward rounding out your top 5. A great run for David Vuillemin as he salvages the top 7, and Ernesto Fonseca in 8th. Right now, let's send it back down to Cameron Steele.
Well, The Rock coming through with the goods. 3rd place overall. You got the trophy. It's been a while since you got one of those. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels good. I definitely been trying hard, but not getting anything worked out in the outdoors. So, you know, I'll take this 3rd and hopefully I'll be able to pull some momentum from it and keep going.
It's fun watching you ride today. All the fans are stoked to have you back up front. Great job.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks everybody. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Cameron. A quick programming note. Remember, Millville will be seen at Sunday night, not Saturday, but Sunday night on the 24th, as they say in TV. Check your local listings. One more time, back down to Cameron Steele and our overall winner.
Well, 4 moto wins in a row. Kevin Windham, K-Dub in the house. I guess it takes a little while to get your momentum going on a comeback. It looks like the freight train is rolling, or should I say the 450 is rolling.
Absolutely, man. That thing was working incredible today. And all my sponsors, everybody just been staying with me, and I really appreciate it. And it's been, I keep referring to it, but man, I'm just having the time of my life, and it's such a good time to be back, and it feels incredible. I'm on top of the world.
Yeah, you haven't lost the moto since you cut your hair, so I think you'll be keeping it high and tight for a while, eh?
Definitely, you know, I don't know what it is, and I probably don't have much to do with it, but if it works, it works. I'm not going to change a good thing, you know.
Run with it. Great job today, Kevin. It's fun watching your ride.
Thanks a lot.
It's fun doing it.
It's fun doing it.
All right, thank you, Kevin Windham. Next time you go for a cleanup, why don't you take Cameron Steele along with you? So on behalf of the champ, David Bailey, and my good friend, Cameron Steele, I'm Todd Harris saying so long. We'll see you next time. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. So long, everybody, from Washougal, Washington.